Hey, good morning, and welcome to Ray's Anatomy. I'm Corey Ray, and I'm happy to have you today. We are going to be talking about the missing piece in wellness. And I think this is such a fantastic topic because we've been hearing so much about this particular D in wellness, and that D that I'm talking about is discipline. So many people, so many conversations I've been having recently have been with women, and they said, I just don't have any discipline. I just lack the willpower to exercise or the discipline to not eat crappy things or whatever, right? And so it's literally have been coming up with so many of the conversations I've been having. And I wanted to offer another perspective on wellness and talk about the missing piece that might be applicable for you. So let's get to it. And I'm going to drink my coffee while we do it. It's a little chilly out today, but it's supposed to be nice. And the sun's out and my chickens are out. So my chickens jump in my lap then. Then we have chicken visitors. I've got a couple of them sitting right here. These chickens don't usually jump in my lap. All my other lap chickens have crossed over the rainbow bridge, but they do like to come see what I'm doing. So, okay, so let's talk about the two Ds of wellness and what that missing D is, right? First, we'll talk about discipline and why discipline is important, and understanding why, if you feel like you're not disciplined, why that might be. So discipline is really an important conversation in the wellness spaces because it's the consistency of doing something over and over and over again that actually creates results. Seems straightforward, but common knowledge is not common practice, right? Brenda Burchard says that all the time, but it's true. In order for you to build a muscle, we'll just say, I'm going to build this muscle right here. If you don't know, this muscle is your bicep. And so let's say I want to build this muscle. Well, first off, you need to know, how do you build a muscle? Well, you build a muscle through repetitive resistance movement. The cells of your muscles, they're called sarcomeres, right? And they stretch, they're kind of like rubber bands. They stretch and they contract, and stretch and contract, and stretch and contract. Well, when they are stretched under tension, they get these little like micro tears in them, okay? It's not bad. We're not talking about like tearing your muscle or anything like that, right? It's not a big thing, right? They're just like little micro tears, right? And so the sarcomeres kind of, the fibers kind of pull apart, and then your body has to repair those little micro tears. So let's say, you want to get a beefy bicep here, beefy boots and a beefy bison, right? Okay. Anyway, inside joke. If you've never looked up boots and cats on YouTube, please go do it. Like right after you watch a video first, then go look up boots and cats. Okay. You won't regret it, or you buy it. It's fine. It cracks me up, but there's a whole thing. So anyway, so if I want to build this muscle, then I need to get a couple of things. So first off, I'm going to want to use the muscle in a way that creates the resistance, right? And you do that through bicep curls, okay? That's one way to do it. We're just real basic here, guys. And then if I want to add resistance, so I'll just use this battery pack, for example, right? It's not a whole lot of resistance, but it's a little resistance, more than just the weight of my arm. But if I really want to get beefy, then I might use a 10 pound. I think right now I'm using my 10 pounds consistently for my biceps. I'm working on it, right? I'm working on it. I could do my 10s. Yeah, I'm doing 10s right now. I might be able to do 15s, but not for very many reps. Anyway, so you're going to use that resistance. And so the raising is going to, affect this muscle in one way, and the lowering is also going to affect a muscle. And then you're also going to get your triceps in the back here. So you're gonna get these little micro tears in your sacromeres, and then after you're done working out, then your body does the work and repairs the muscle. As it repairs the muscle, your body, your freaking intelligent body says, oh, we have to be prepared to lift weight because we just did that. And obviously we need to be stronger in order to lift the weight. So your body starts building stronger sarcomeres, like sacromeres. They start building stronger muscle. It beefs it up, okay? It uses more energy to beef it up. And then so the next time then you do it again and you just keep repeating that process, and suddenly your muscle gets bigger. That's how you grow muscles. You literally grow a muscle. That's how you grow a muscle. So in order to do that, you need what we call discipline. Discipline is the will or the structure that allows you to do repetitive actions over and over again without letting your feelings dictate, the feelings in the moment dictate whether you do it or not. Discipline really is about it. It's a decision is really what it is. My hands are getting chilly. Okay, maybe I'll pick up my coffee. So discipline is really a decision. It's a decision of your present self saying, I'm going to do this thing. And you're making that decision for your future self. So when the time comes, right, you say, I'm going to build my bicep on Tuesday at 8 a.m. And you decide what your workout is, right? You go through all that. You make those decisions. Maybe you make those decisions on Sunday night when you make your plans for the week. Yeah. And then so Tuesday comes and it's 8 a.m. and you made a choice that that's what you were going to be doing at that time. And then so if you get to that place and you're like, but I don't wanna. Well, discipline means that you hold yourself accountable for the decision that you made in the past, and then you do it. If you want to build a muscle, you have to have discipline. If you want to build anything, you have to have discipline. If a seed wanted to become a tree, it would have to continue the actions of pulling in the nutrients and then building cells in order to grow a tree, right? This is like, I know it sounds so novel, but I think we forget that sometimes, that it takes consistency, and it takes usually way longer than we think it's going to. But the problem is that we get into the moment, and when we are undisciplined, we let our feelings in the moment dictate what we're doing. And so we literally go back on the decision that we made in the past. And that creates some problems, particularly inside your self-trust. I talk a lot about that, especially in my master classes, about self-trust and following through with the things, particularly for yourself, for your self-care. Like if you schedule a workout and then you don't do the workout, how that actually affects your self-trust. Maybe for a different video, but I will tell you it does. It affects your self-trust deeply when you don't follow through with the things you say you are going to do, especially when they're important to you. So, to recap, discipline is necessary in order for you to build anything of worth, anything that you want to do. You have to have discipline. It is more action focused, and I would say, right, I talk about energetics, so you have yang and yin, or masculine and feminine, right? We're not talking male female here. I'm talking masculine energy, feminine energy, yang energy, outward expression energy, and inward reflection, which is yin. So in those two dualities here, in terms of what type of energy is discipline is a masculine energy. It is a structure. It is linear. It is, right? So, and it's necessary. It's what we do, right? It's the what of what we do. But you cannot achieve your goals in your wellness if you don't have this other piece. And that other piece is devotion. Devotion is the other side of the coin. It actually helps you when you're feeling like you don't want to do things. Devotion is it's the heart. It's the love. It's the passion. It's the connection. You know, this is the piece of wellness that does not get talked enough about. And I hope to change that. I realized when I kind of had my come to Jesus meeting with myself about my health, which was a few years ago. Almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Yeah. And I realized that maybe not 1.5 years ago, 2023. Oh my gosh, can I get my dates right? And I'm messing up what I'm saying here, but that doesn't matter because we're people and we're having a conversation. And I only do these in one take, guys, okay? So devotion was the piece that I was missing in what I was trying to do. You know, I spent 10 years in the military and they talk all about discipline. Like, it's like discipline. You gotta be disciplined. And that drilled in my head. I feel like it was like permeating every single cell of my body that, I just lack discipline. I'm not disciplined around a bag of chips. I'm not disciplined around a container of chips at the Mexican restaurant. I'm not disciplined. So I must be a failure. There must be something wrong with me because I can't stick with my habits. Do you see what happened there? I ended up saying these things, right? And I bet that hit. And if it did hit, then tune in, come back here, fully present. If I realized that the discipline was missing my heart. It was missing my love. And when I came back to my love, see, I told you there's a chicken. When I came back to my love, suddenly the discipline fell into place. Suddenly it didn't feel like forcing anymore. Suddenly it felt like, it felt like love. I felt invigorated by going and doing all the gym things and pursuing my nutrition and quitting caffeine and quitting cigarettes and all of the things. Like, suddenly it felt like love. Let me tell you this, right? I have started and stopped smoking since, I started smoking when I was in the Navy and I was about 21 years old. And I smoked. I did not quit until the day that I got pregnant with Asen. Because I know the day I got pregnant with Asen because I had help. But that was the day I quit smoking the first time. And so that was 9 years I smoked. And so, but after that, I struggled for another decade to quit smoking. I would pick it back up and then I would quit and then I would pick it back up and then I would quit. And then I would think that there was something wrong with me that I couldn't. I knew that smoking was bad for me. I knew that smoking would reduce the chances of me living a long life. I knew that it would increase my chances of getting cancer. I knew that I didn't feel good when I smoked. But it gave me headaches and made me feel fatigued and a little nauseous and all those things. I knew all these things. And so, but I just couldn't, like, I was like, why am I not disciplined in this? Why do I keep picking it back up? And it wasn't until I started cultivating this internal self-love that things started to change for me and my habits. You know, of course, I read Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you've not read it, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic book. And he uses this example. He used actually the quitting smoking example. And I'm not even shitting you. This is how I quit smoking, was from this point. He talked about identity and like doing the things that non-smokers do. He's like, so if you know, it's not a discipline problem, it's an identity problem. And so he talks about, you know, identifying as a non-smoker, and you just like, okay, I'm a non-smoker now. What do non-smokers do? Well, they don't go outside and ask for cigarettes. They don't go buy packs of cigarettes. They don't have lighters in their purses. They don't, right? And so I just started doing all those things. But I'll tell you what, had I not been already on this path of self-love and learning what that means to love my body, I don't think that would have worked for me. Or it might have worked for a while and then I would have went back to it. I truly believe that. I truly believe that the reason why I was finally able to quit smoking, which has been over a year now, the reason why I finally was able to quit smoking was because I had instilled and injected devotion into my life. So what is devotion? If discipline is the masculine aspect of building something, wellness, a bicep, a business, whatever, then devotion is the feminine part of it. It's the feminine energy. It's the internal self. It's the love. It's the compassion. It's the heart of what you're doing. It's the why you do something. If discipline is the what you do, then devotion is the why you do it. I feel like people are talking about your why. Like, why do you do something? Connecting with your why. That's fantastic. I'm so glad we're opening up this conversation about why we do things, about changing our bodies or coming back to a fitness routine or starting a new healthy habit or quitting a not so healthy habit. You know, we talk about the why. Why do you do it? But I even think the why conversation is even still in too far of the mental space. I don't think we get down deep enough here into our hearts and our bodies of why, and then connecting that with love. Connecting the why with our love. This has been one of the most transformational things for my clients that I work with, and myself definitely, is coming back to love for yourself and caring for yourself and looking at your body as an innocent being that requires your love and devotion. Your body is an incredible, capable, extraordinary being. I mean, it's not a machine. It's not heartless. There's an intelligence to your body. And also, it's completely reliant on you to make decisions to make it run properly, to keep it safe, to give it nourishment. You have to make decisions for you and your body. You know, there's another relationship that we have that's like that. And it's our relationship with newborns. Newborns come out of the womb soft and beautiful. And their bodies, like their heart beats on their own. They breathe. or they're learning to breathe on their own. They can vocalize, they can eat, they can digest their food. These are very, very basic things, right? And they can sleep. These are very basic functions that a body can do. And newborns come out being able to do these things, right? Their bodies can do these things. But they are 100% reliant on people, older people, adults, to live. They can't move. They can't, right? And unlike baby animals who come out and are relatively self-sufficient right out the gate. I mean, if you've ever seen like a baby deer or a baby cow, like they're standing up within a half an hour of them being born. They're nursing and eating. I mean, they're nursing and stuff, but you even talk about fish and stuff. I mean, they're like completely self-sufficient. Mammals are still kind of reliant on things, but you get the point that I'm talking about here, right? There's newborn human babies are completely reliant on the adults. And so you have to have some sort of devotion. We're biologically driven for love to a newborn. We have hormones that help us with that because it's hard work, right? Discipline, right? Talk about discipline. The thing that you do, what you do to take care of newborn, it's extraordinarily difficult. You don't sleep. It's taxing on your body. You get frustrated, and then but you have help with that, and your hormones help you with that, oxytocin specifically. But if you didn't care for that newborn and you didn't follow its cues and you didn't give it a proper environment to thrive, it will maybe survive, but it won't thrive. And if you don't care for it at all, it will die. Your body, although bigger, more cells, more juiciness, your body is still a newborn. Your body is still a newborn. It still requires your care. It's just now you're not being cared for by another person. Now the person that is caring for your body is you. But I feel like we don't learn that. We don't learn that shift or that turnover. We don't realize that our bodies still need the care and the love and the devotion that it requires to care for a newborn. It freaking blows my mind. Because this piece right here, when you start looking at your wellness like you would if you were caring for a newborn, I'll tell you what, the discipline gets so much fucking easier. It's so much easier because it's the missing piece. The love is the missing piece. You have to have it. If you don't have it, then discipline ends up feeling like punishment. And, for women, here's the thing, our bodies are driven to be ran on oxytocin. Dr. Anna Kabeka, in her book, The Hormone Fix, talks about oxytocin for women being their master hormone and that they need it in order to regulate all of their other hormone systems. We talk about the hormone pyramid, period. You can tell I talk about periods a lot. Pyramid, right? Where there's a hierarchy to hormones. But the one that's missing in there is oxytocin. Oxytocin is the great regulator in a woman's body. If you want to know more about it, I highly encourage you read that book by Dr. Anna Kabeka. It's an incredible book. And she has an incredible story that she tells about it. She's not just a doctor, but she's a woman who went through something very, very tragic and very difficult and talks about how your body responds to those things and how to fix it. But oxytocin, right? It's the love hormone. It's the bonding hormone. It's the devotion hormone. Wow. And when we tap into that, now discipline, the consistency things, they become more meaningful. They become not such a chore, and they certainly become not such a force. As a person who has been forced to do many things in her life, and has experienced things by force that she should have never had to experience, I will tell you that discipline without devotion feels like a reminder of all the things that I had to do that I didn't have a choice in. And if you're connecting with that right now, if you're connecting with the fact that forcing feeling of forcing yourself in the moment to do something that you don't want to do, if that feels very triggering for you, if it feels very, it doesn't feel right, then I offer this alternative, this other piece that will help give that discipline more context and meaning. There's a gentleness to it, a compassion to it that comes back, that helps you in that moment, because then you remember, why am I doing this? Why am I getting up at 5 a.m. to go work out? Why am I choosing to have vegetables instead of French fries with my dinner? Why am I going to bed an hour earlier? In that moment when it feels like you're just like, I don't want to do it, right? And there's a part of you that is calling for love and compassion and support. It's not calling for you to quit. And it's not saying that I don't want to do it. It's just a moment. It's a moment of time where there's a piece of you that is feeling like it needs some love and support. At the end of the day, you are still the captain of your ship. You still get to say what it is that's important to you. If having a long life that is healthy and vibrant and, having longevity and feeling good in your body and having strong muscles and, even aesthetics, if there's, a certain, type of aesthetic that is important to you, then you are going to have to say, I have to do these things to get that, right? That's the discipline part. You have to have it. But if you're constantly stopping every single time that you go to start, like if you start and then you stop, you're never going to get there. But maybe you just need to approach it in a different way. Maybe it's not about needing more discipline. Because if you're pushing against something that's pushing against you, it's just going to keep pushing harder, right? You can't just keep forcing your way into it. How do you let go of the tension there? You let go of the tension with love and care. And you say, hey, I hear you. I hear you. And also, I love you. And this is how we care for our bodies now. This is how we show each other love. This is how I care for you. And then you do it. I can't tell you how many times when, especially at the very beginning of this next part of my wellness journey, when I started, when I was like, I don't feel like working out. I'd look at my schedule and I'd be like, shit, it's workout time. I don't wanna. And then in that moment, I would remember, oh yeah, when I move my body, I feel better. When I move my body, I'm able to dance better. When I move my body, I feel loved. Because the movements that I'm choosing are coming from a place of love and very specific and intentional, and it's not like abuse. There's a reason for me doing the thing that I'm doing. And so I don't no longer feel abused. Maybe that was the word that I was looking for earlier. But I no longer feel abused. I feel loved. So I reflect this back to you. If you're on a wellness journey and you feel like you just can't seem to stick with habits, then maybe it's not more discipline that you need. Maybe it's more devotion. Maybe you need to balance the scales a little bit. Maybe you need to bring this, feminine piece back into it. And when you do, then things become much more easy. It's like, it's like my cup of coffee here, right? It's delicious, by the way. I got a little bit of organic heavy cream in there, and it's fucking amazing. But if I want to enjoy this cup of coffee here, I have to have a cup. The cup is like discipline, and the coffee is like devotion. With one without the other is literally not, they don't work. If I had coffee without a cup, I wouldn't be able to drink it. The coffee would be all over the floor or all over me, and it would be a mess and hot, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy it at all. I wouldn't have the experience of the coffee without a cup. But a cup without coffee, it's just a paperweight. It's empty. The devotion gives the discipline meaning. It gives it a reason to be. And when you lean into the experience of the love and you hold yourself accountable with this, with the structure, now you are unstoppable. And you can literally achieve anything that you want. Yeah, it might take time. It always takes longer than we think it's going to. Yeah, it's going to take effort. It's going to take a lot of effort, actually. So the sooner that you can get those two things out of the way, the sooner you can get on with actually living the life that you want. You can't have one without the other. I mean, you could try, but I don't think you're gonna get very far. I think that's why a lot of women are struggling. It's either, the vast majority of the wellness space is all about discipline. And then there's the other side of that where the feminine side of things, like if you are in the divine feminine spaces, it's very flow. It's very, screw having a calendar. I'm just going to live in the moment. Discipline without devotion is punishment. And devotion without discipline, it's just a wish. You have to have both, the masculine and the feminine. They have to come together in unity in order for you to move forward. If you feel like this approach is like resonating with you, drop it down in the comments. Tell me what it is that you loved about this conversation. What sparked inside of you like, oh, I didn't even think about that before? Put it in the comments. And if you are like, sister, I want to drink all of that devotion Kool-Aid with the discipline, then shoot me a message, sister. Let's talk. This is what I do. I literally infuse devotion into discipline in wellness routines. That's how I help people. That's what I was here to do. I was here to help people bridge that. And so, I mean, depending on whenever you watch this, like, obviously, I can't say what program I have running right now. I know what I've got coming up right now, the Body Love Bootcamp, but which is what we're going to be doing, Body Love Bootcamp. It's literally both of them. That's the whole point of the program. So most likely, I've got something going on that would help you if you feel like you need to bring some more devotion into your wellness routines. Shoot me a message. Find me on Facebook or Instagram. Shoot me a message. Corey Ray Kovacs or Corey Ray Wellness. You will find me. CoreyRayWellness.com. Okay, you're gonna find me. All my links are in the bio. I mean, I'm not trying to like plug here, but I am because I'm here to help you. Because I get it. Because I was there too. I thought it was all about the discipline and not about the devotion. And when I brought the devotion piece in, then everything changed. And it's changing for other women too. We're like literally starting a devotion revolution here. So if you feel like this is something that you need, then let me know. Keep watching this channel. This is what I talk about. I fuse all the science and the soul because we need more of that. It's not just about the science and it's not just about the soul. It's both. I hope you lean into devotion today. If you're feeling that moment right before you do your, healthy habit and you're feeling force and you're feeling like that moment of I just don't want to do it, I encourage you to pause and reconnect with your love. What is one way that doing whatever action that you're doing is how you show yourself love? And if the action is not showing yourself love, if it's out of self-hatred or self-loathing, then sister, we need to talk. then there's some reevaluation that needs to be going on. Because wellness, like well-being, you can't, like if you create well-being from a place of self-loathing, it's not going to stick. And it's going to feel miserable. Wellness is not meant to feel bad. It's meant to feel good. And so coming back to love, that's the way to do it. It takes both discipline and devotion to feel that. I love you. Thank you for tuning in today on Raise Anatomy. Cheers to you. I'm probably going to go inside because I'm a little freaking chilly. I'm a little chilly, but I want you to know you are so worthy of living an incredible, extraordinary life and of having a beautiful, healthy, radiant body and mind and soul. And you are so worthy of your vibrant life. Mwah.